Human! Pardon me. I had forgotten. We are in a library. Pardon me. I was looking for you. I don't think it's a particularly rare occurrence, but very well. I was looking for you for a reason. Yes, that does make more sense. It is concerning that you could not discern that from me simply saying I was looking for you. I would not generally find you without reason. That aside, I have been reading more. I found some books that I enjoy. I would love to share them with you. Well, it's not particularly that I think you're, stupid. That is not the purpose of this. I want to share my books with you because, though I am loath to admit it, I do enjoy your presence. You are not entirely worthless. That, and you are Malleus's friend, therefore, I shall respect you to an extent, regardless. I still don't quite get what he sees in you. Though I suppose it is understandable. That aside, yes, my apologies. I will try to maintain a lower volume while in the library. Mainly because I worry Crowley is around any corner. I have found several stories that I found to be reasonably compelling, and I thought you would enjoy. Indeed. Many of them are very interesting to me, as we do not have them where I am from. Take, for instance, this story. The Walrus and the Carpenter. Remarkably strange. Though it is from the Queendom of Roses, so I am not particularly surprised by its oddities. Still, it is a wonderful story. They say it dates back to the time of the Queen of Hearts herself. I find it immensely intriguing. I thought perhaps you would enjoy it. Well, you are close with the Heartslabio students, and it matches your particular brand of oddness. I do not mean it as an insult, I mean it as a statement. A general fact about you. You are, by nature, rather strange. That aside, I thought you would enjoy the book. So I had gone to find you. Luckily, you and I have crossed paths rather easily. Speaking of, what were you coming to the library for? It's rare to see you here for any reason other than research into other lands. I know you're looking for a way home, so could it be that, or were you looking for something else? Boredom. That is an odd reason. Usually when you're bored, you have plenty of people to cure it. Was no one available? Ace and Deuce are both doing extra classes for potionology, unsurprising. Is Grim with them? Yes, that makes sense. Other students are more busy. I would be impressed if you could drag Leona out of the botanical gardens to do anything without a weapon of some kind. So most everyone was busy then. I see. Well, I can think of nothing better than sitting down and reading a good book. Well, I can think of a few things that are better, but very few. It is a short list. And Malleus is currently busy with something. I'm not actually sure what. He simply said he wished to be left alone. I would assume it has something to do with gargoyles. It always does. It is a shame that I was ordered to leave, though. But, that being said, now I've found you, and you may have the book I found that I think you will enjoy. Yes, it is a little awkward to sit here in silence, isn't it? I do love libraries, but they're only effective when I'm reading alone. Otherwise, I find myself mildly bored. With Silver, it isn't a problem because he's asleep, but you are not prone to as many drowsy spells as he is. I would be concerned if you were. So I find it harder to focus on my reading just sitting here. That aside, or actually I suppose because of that, have you any news to share? Anything intriguing? I heard around the grapevine that 2 of the most unexpected students had made their intentions for you rather clear. I find that interesting. Leona and Idia are not exactly the people I expected to come forward first. There were others? Ace a little while back. Well, that actually makes quite a lot of sense. I'm surprised it took this long, actually. He seems more forward than that. And you 2 have certainly known each other the longest, aside from Grim. Juice is sort of in that camp, I guess, by a few hours. Point being, you are extremely close with him. I'm surprised it took this long. Who else? Jack. Just the other day. That is remarkably surprising, too. I didn't expect him to be so willing to admit that. I assume it took some mild teeth-pulling. Well, I am not surprised by his hesitance. He seems like the type to, conceal that sort of thing, for the sake of his pride, at the very least. Though frankly, I find it all a little pathetic. Of course. In my humble opinion, None of them are worthy of you. Well, perhaps Jack is diligent and intelligent. Idia is smart, but otherwise worthless. Ace is a troublemaker and weak. And Leona is so lazy that, frankly, I can't imagine anyone finds any appeal in him. But that aside, they all simply came forward with their feelings, yes? From what I can tell, they made no other effort. How incredibly sad. Well, Fae have a bit more, culture around that sort of thing, so I suppose I am a little biased. Courting rituals are more existent. Humans don't particularly have any. And, beastmen like Leona or Jack have individual courting behaviors, but, well, I wouldn't know too much about their courting rituals. Leona may, because he is of noble blood, but other than that, I can't imagine that Jack has anything particularly expected of him, just behavior he likely displays around you. Fae are much more traditional about it. There are several ways. It depends upon the type of Fae a little. For example, Malleus has horns. Prominent ones, obviously. And he's of noble blood. So there's already the expectations that come with nobility, but Fae who have horns and other features such as that often use decoration of those horns as a courting ritual, or a part of it. They will use flowers, ribbons, and the such to decorate each other. It is, quite frankly, very beautiful. There are other types of Fae, obviously, and with their features, the adornment may change. But generally speaking, it is Fae culture to decorate the person you love with trinkets, treasures, and beauties. Sadly, I am lacking in many physical features that represent my Fae blood, so I don't have many opportunities for such a thing. Or, I suppose I don't anyway, but if I had someone to do that with, I would be lacking in opportunities, is my point. Malleus, on the other hand, is quite lucky. Again, he has horns, and he can quite literally turn into a dragon, so there's plenty to decorate. Oh yes, I believe he's mentioned it to you before, but he can turn into a full dragon, like you saw Melanor do when we were, well, trapped. A sore memory. That aside, you may recall that Melanor turned into a large dragon. Well, Malleus can do the same, as he is her son. Unsurprising. I know. It is quite impressive, though. And I believe you recall seeing him as a baby during that dream sequence as well. He was a small dragon. Yes, it was adorable. So round. Ah. My liege, he's such a masterpiece of evolution. That aside, my point was, Fae are more particular with their courting rituals. Decoration is not the only part of it. They bring trinkets and treasures and whatever they think their beloved may enjoy. For example, a book. Nothing. Nothing at all. They, also tend to get very easily jealous. Or most do, I suppose it depends a little. Especially draconic fae like Malleus, tend to get touchy. I'm sure you can understand why in the case of Malleus. Dragons hoard and, well, they treasure the people they love very much. So they tend to get protective. It is intriguing, quite frankly. Fae also tend to be more direct with their affections, though it does depend on personality. Well, there isn't anyone particular, no. Not off the top of my head. Nobody that I'm immediately interested in. Definitely not you. But, if I were to find someone, I would do my best to express my feelings strongly. But that aside, Malleus is in a different, situation with courting than I would be, or Lilia, or Silver, because he is of nobility. Lilia is a proper fae, Silver is a human, and I am half fae. So I suppose there are degrees in our situation, or in our group, I suppose. Malleus's courting rituals would be strictest, then Lilia, then me, then Silver. Though one other thing about it that I find interesting is your unique situation. Tell me, because you have yet to, did you accept their affections? All 4 of them? I am impressed and slightly frightened. That must be a logistical nightmare. You are, however, I admit, noticeably affectionate with everyone. I suppose it's not particularly surprising that you would welcome their love with open arms. It's very sweet of you. And incredibly naive. I can't imagine this is a safe situation for you. Of course not. You have several hormonal, stupid teenage boys all in love with you. That is bound to breed jealousy. I'm sure you discussed it with them in advance. I still fear for you. But you do always have a lot of love to give, don't you? I respect it. Quite a bit. Yes, I'm sure you're very happy. I am curious, though, what everyone else thinks of it. They're mostly shocked, as I was, I see. You know, perhaps you should... No, let me rephrase. My words are getting ahead of my brain, and I am failing to convey what I mean properly. Perhaps, in light of your obvious obliviousness, you should make a concerted effort to try to understand the signs that someone may give that they are, in love with you, and determine, based on those signs, just how many suitors you have at this school. I think you would be intrigued by the number. I do have some information that you don't, yes. Though, to be fair, the only reason you don't have it is because you are blind as a bat about love. It is amazing that somebody as emotionally mature as you is still so incredibly oblivious. Here you are with 4 devoted, affectionate partners, or at least devoted. Based on who you've told me, I'm so sorry they're probably not that affectionate, just annoying. My point still stands, though. You have 4 partners, and I can think of over 15 more people that would kill everybody in their line of sight to hold your hand. Do you understand that? I will not tell you who I am talking about. It is a matter of respect, and, quite frankly, I am far too intrigued by your idiocy to ruin this. So I think I'll have a bit of sport instead, and have you guess. You know, any name you say right now could be right or wrong, considering it's such a long list, so I will neither confirm nor deny anything. That is a reasonable guess. Yes. I'm curious how you came to that conclusion. I will not share if you are correct or not. I would like them to come forward themselves. Consider, if you would, that everybody around you feels at least something for you. It may not be love, depending on who it is. Some of the people here, I wonder if they're capable of feeling love. Some of the people here frighten me a little, I admit. Not fear frighten, but concern. I shall never willingly enter the Mostra Lounge. Nothing could convince me to... at all, actually. Nothing. On this entire island, there's no amount of money in the world. Nothing. I can think of a single thing, actually, that would make me go there, and I can't imagine that would ever happen. Worry not of it. You do not need to know. That aside, I think you should consider the behavior of the people around you, and use your prior knowledge and contextual evidence to investigate what I have told you. With that out of the way, perhaps, if you let me, I could join you in reading the book I gave you. I enjoy reading aloud. I have assisted with the elementary classes back home several times in my hometown, reading aloud to the students. I enjoy it quite a bit. Wonderful!